Over a century, St. John's Military School has been successfully building young men into responsible citizens, providing each cadet with an understanding of the central role of God in his life, with an awareness of his particular needs and potentials, with the instruction and encouragement necessary for academic growth, and with an appreciation of the value of moderate, sensible, and appropriate discipline. St. John's was established in 1887 through the foresight and efforts of an Episcopal bishop, the Right Reverend Elijah Smith Thomas, and a group of local businessmen. These men recognized the need for a structured and disciplined educational environment to be operated under church auspices. It is from this beginning that St. John's has grown into one of the premier military schools in the country. While St. John's is not a diocesan school, it does hold close ties to the Episcopal Church. However, boys of all faiths and denominations are welcome to attend St. John's. Cadets attend chapel services 3 times per week, morning prayers once per week, services on Wednesday evenings, and full church services on Sunday morning. Cadets that are members of the Chapel Council assist in the services. The spiritual development of cadets is not left to chance at St. John's as it is at many schools, both public and private. Cadets from diverse backgrounds and cultures learn to live in harmony at St. John's. Last year, 27 states and 6 foreign countries were represented. We think this is almost as important as what is learned in the classroom. After all, life is learning how to get along with others. St. John's is a relatively small school of 200 cadets, grades 7 through 12. The average student-teacher ratio is 12-to-1 in the classroom. Smallness in itself is certainly no virtue, but the fine works a competent faculty can do within a small group is. After all, that's what any discriminating parent looks for in a school. Comprehensive control over the cadets' living habits affords an opportunity for educators to guide a student's growth. After-school tutorals are an individual touch that allows teachers to work one-on-one with students to help build a solid foundation in their academic life. Also, class scheduling and goal setting are periodically evaluated with the academic dean or a guidance counselor.
Probably one of the first things I noticed when I came to St. John's was the teachers. They devote more time and energy to the school than anybody else here. Their teaching's one-on-one, and they do their best to make sure that the students understand the lesson instead of the lessons just being taught.
A cadet strives to better understand his strengths and weaknesses and make appropriate adjustments in his life to meet the challenges which confront him now and in the future. Most important, a young man can develop his God-given abilities to a greater degree at St. John's. The reorganization of one's life is many times what a young man needs, as well as wants, and this is where St. John's plays a key role. St. John's is an opportunity to start new, start fresh. It's not often that a person gets that opportunity in life. In its military orientation, St. John teaches cadets quality traits of courtesy, promptness, orderliness, leadership, and an overall accountability for oneself. When we speak of discipline, we refer to the exact execution of orders from willing obedience rather than from one of fear of punishment. Discipline is the state of order and obedience among St. John's cadets. The routine school day follows a military order of regulation from reveille to retreat formation. This allows cadets the opportunity to concentrate on the task at hand. The military aspect is of vital importance because it helps a young man to lay the groundwork for an orderly entrance into a not-so-orderly world.
I think the most significant thing I've learned here at St. John's is a deeper appreciation for friendship and for performing your duties to the best of their ability, because here on a daily basis you're tested to see if you can perform your duties, and if you do them well, you're rewarded, and everybody lets you know how good of a job you've done. And you never really walk away from a day feeling like you haven't accomplished something, because there's a new test every day, there's something new to be performed, and you make friends through that process because you learn the fine line between friendship, between school, between the military aspect. Everything coincides, and you learn how to work that out. It really teaches you a lot about life.
The athletic program at St. John's plays an important role in developing each cadet's well-rounded character. The sports activities offered throughout the school year affords cadets the opportunity to actively participate, experience success, and develop sportsmanship, teamwork, and good health. St. John's varsity program is represented in football, basketball, wrestling, soccer, track and field, golf, tennis, and rifle teams. These teams compete in a league comprised of area schools of similar size. An intramural program is also provided for cadets who elect not to participate in a varsity sport. Of course, there needs to be time to just relax with friends. The Recreation Center is a popular spot on campus, and cadets just enjoy visiting with one another. In our multi-purpose Stevens Center, they can play pool, foosball, or video games, or they may prefer to simply relax and watch television. It is also important that boys be given time to take part in social activities. At St. John's, we understand this fact and allow time for any number of other leisure time activities. Because of their busy schedules, time passes swiftly for cadets at St. John's. No more than the first day begins, and suddenly it's the end of the school year. A boy that was once unsure of himself and lacking goals and direction now has emerged as a confident, well-rounded individual, a responsible citizen with a deep sense of accomplishment. Indeed, St. John's is a rare alchemy of daily routines, special events, and unique individuals. Just as a great pyramid is built upon a broad and solid foundation, so a young man should design his life and future from the same plan. St. John's Military School is a change for the better and a foundation for the future.